Vintage boots are still some of the best value boots that you can get today, and Cecil Boot Co. just launched their website full of awesome vintage boots options. So I'm here to celebrate with this vintage Justin elephant boot from the early 1970s. Let's get into it in this quick impression video.
I'm just here to connect ya, and then I'll be on my way.
Hey everybody, my name is Jeremiah Craig. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. I've known Nathan at Cecil Boot Co. for a while now, and he's always been somebody that I felt like I could reach out to when I wasn't sure about a particular vintage boot that I picked up. I'd be able to look at the model number on the inside of the boots, and if I had a question about them, I could just be able to message him and be like, hey, Nathan, what can you tell me about these boots? And sometimes it would be a wealth of information. Nathan over at Cecil Boot Co. is such a good curator. He finds pre-banned sea turtle, pre-banned whale. I even saw a Tony Lama firewalker on his Instagram. He has a great eye and puts together a great curation of vintage boots on his eBay and website. And he sent me these Justin elephant boots. And I wanted to do a quick impression about these because he just launched his website, cecilbootco.com, and you gotta check it out if you're interested in a highly curated vintage boot option. So with that, let's go through all the details of this vintage Justin elephant boot with the rundown. All right, this is Justin Boots model number 9035. Made in the early 1970s, most likely in 1973, and it's prime cut elephant on the foot and counter. You can tell because it looks like a very coarse sandpaper, and elephant is seriously one of the most durable leathers going out there. You still gotta condition it, you still gotta do, the regular leather treatment that you do to all other leathers, but it is tough. And it is seriously durable. I wanna say this is a cognac color. It looks really nice. And it features a classic J-toe. Just look at that beautiful pointed round toe shape. It comes in at 12 inches tall and features a hand-stitched 5-row stitch pattern. There weren't very many USM stitching machines way back in the day, so they had to do it all by hand. And it's really difficult, and you can kind of tell just by the little discrepancies in the pattern, but I love it. That means it was made by a human, and I think it's so cool. We got some leather stacked heels down here that come in at about 1 5/8 inches, classic shape. We also got some leather outsoles down here, and it appears to be a resole because the originals would have lemonwood pegs alongside the shank here. These just have nails. That leaves me wondering, what about this Justin heel cap? This is branded Justin, and usually when you see a branded heel cap with a leather outsole, it means it's pretty new, right? Well, Nathan over at Cecil Boot Co. tells me that cobblers used to be able to get branded heel caps, so I think that's what is happening here because this is definitely not the original outsole. There's just nails alongside that shank instead of lemonwood pegs. On the inside, it's leather lined all the way through, and for an insole, we got the traditional hard leather insole, and if I put my hand in here, I can feel the impression of the previous owner's foot. But the great thing about hard leather insoles is that it will reshape to a new owner's foot in just a few months of regular wear. So I'm looking forward to breaking these into my foot. These Justins from the early 1970s were made in Fort Worth, Texas. Now it's time to try on these boots to see how they look and feel. All right, I got on those Justin 9035 boots on right now, and damn, those are classic. I'm loving the look of these boots, and they feel so classic as well. I love the arch support that you get from your proper width size. Speaking of proper width size, this is my true width of a 12B, and it fits great. I love it so much. True size 12B here. Love the arch. That's really where it counts with the width size, is that your arch placement is in the perfect spot, and I can really feel it on the left boot especially. Got a good heel stop there which you really don't feel in a lot of modern boots these days. So it's nice to feel a little bit of a heel stop. That could also be because of the previous owner, who definitely broke in these boots quite a bit. I can feel the impression of their foot in the hard leather insole, which happens, but that's okay, because if it could form once, it can form again. And that's the great thing about leather and the traditionally made boots, is that they can reform to a new owner's foot. Luckily, since we were both obviously 12Bs, there's not that much of a difference, but I'm still looking forward to re-breaking in the insole to my foot in particular. Speaking of breaking in a boot, Elephant is one of the hardest and toughest leathers going out there, and it is extremely hard to break in boots new. But since these are from 1970, 1973 or something, they are way more broken than any Elephant boot that I have ever tried in my life. That's probably because these boots are older than me. I was born in the late 1980s, so this boot is a good 15 years older than me. And that gives it a good 15 years more wear on life in general. So they are feeling really good, but still just as durable as Elephant feels in general. So the fact that I don't have to break in the Elephant part of this boot is kind of relieving. I've done it before. It's a pain in the ass, and I'm super happy that I don't have to do it this time. Here's the POV of these boots. Check out that Elephant. Gotta love that toe shape, guys. What a classic look. They don't make them like this anymore, do they? Look at that. All right, guys, so I'm super psyched that this is such a classic boot. It's got a beautiful J-toe, narrow round. It's my true size of a 12B, and the Elephant leather is already broken in. There's lots of you guys out there who have a saying, and the saying is, with Elephant leather, you don't break in Elephant leather breaks you. And I could definitely say, after breaking in a pair of Elephant boots before, it is a little bit difficult. So to get a pair of Elephant boots that are already broken in is a pleasure. I know that kind of sounds weird, but it's honestly a relief. I don't want to do it again. It's really difficult, even in my true size of a 12B. So this is already broken in, feeling great. Such a classic vintage style. I love these boots so much, and you guys can have your pick over at cecilbootco.com. Nathan is such a good curator of vintage boots. You gotta check out his website. This is really the kind of thing that I like to support. Nathan's coming through with Cecil Boot Co, offering great curations of vintage boots based off of his style. And I mean, he picked out these boots from 1973 classic Elephant. You just can't go wrong with this. You got all the different kinds of widths. You got a traditionally made boot. This is the kind of stuff that you're gonna find on Cecil Boot Co, and I think it's amazing. So why don't you go check out cecilbootco.com and see if anything there strikes your fancy. You know, this is the kind of stuff that you really can't find nowadays. Vintage boots are and will be, for the foreseeable future, the best boots at the best value that you can get. I'm always talking about secondhand boots, guys. And Cecil Boot Co has a high-end curation of options that you might want to consider. But I want to know your thoughts down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Trust your senses. Let's go vintage for an advantage over modern boots. Why don't you check out this entire playlist of used boots that I got up here? Or I got a music video down here I think you might enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe up here, and I will see you next time. Peace. Have a good one.